be cautious of your priorities. You and I select what we put our energy towards, and that is what becomes our priorities, whether we truly think that's what they are in comparison to what they actually are. And when it comes down to it, is that even if somebody has a different priority than you, it does not mean that it is bad, that they are bad people, that that is a bad person. It simply means that they are different and are living a life that corresponds to their priorities. And for example, within like social media, it's so easy to get yourself wrapped up into your content, the things that you listen to, your perfection, your cup of tea, and then think that's what everybody else consumes, when in retrospect it's not. And when you realize you have to zoom out a bit and understand with what you align with is what the media is, the type of media that you consume, and that is not the same for every single person. That is why there's a designated algorithm, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. And so making sure that your priorities are set to your values and your truth is what is important. Not what anybody else's truth, not what anything else means to anybody else, but what it means to you. But I warn you, do not set your priorities higher or lower or comparison to someone else's priorities. Because when that happens, you might not always understand why their priority is that, or where their perspective is for their priorities. If I had $1 for every single time I said that word priority, I would be rich. But I'm driving home the point to say that you and I are entitled to have the importance of something in our life for our own reason. And I literally listened to a Lila Hormozy, like Alex and Lila, her video talking about how she would always get this hate from this one particular person because she wasn't feminine enough, she was working too much, too much. But then on his perspective, he lives enough just for himself, and that he's able to have free time, that he's able to have that flexibility and have, like I said, that free time. Both of them see there's an issue with both of their lives, but each respective perspective has their own priorities that is right for them. And it really just like dawned on me that she said that like she could lash out on him, she could literally like be like, this is what I do, X, Y, and Z, but I wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't. And it really made me click after today that you have to respect someone else just because they're living their life and they're doing it to the fullest and they have made it this far, that you and that person get to share that same moment with. No, it doesn't look the same. No, it didn't look the same of how they got there. But you and that person did make it that far. They said yes to be able to be here. They took the courage to also take another day and stay another day. So I want to leave you with this. When you want to judge somebody's priorities or the things that they do with their values, first question, why do you think your values are so important? That, like, what gives you the specific right to question someone else's priorities or values? Because sometimes you don't have an answer. And I think that's where it comes into play, curiosity. And I also think when you do come forth with that curiosity, and if you decide to take that pathway, it is your responsibility to frame your question in an appropriate way. Not that it is straightforward, not that it's blunt, not that it's black and white, but that you are coming from the angle of wanting to learn and understand, and to try to get to know that person before you can judge them. Food for thought.